What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and we just crossed 2 million subscribers. But before we talk about that, you're probably wondering what this green screen's for. Well, I'll explain that later on in the video. For right now, I want to talk to you guys about crossing 2 million subscribers. This has been one hell of a journey, man. It's been one crazy journey. You know, one of the funny things, and one of the things you guys commented on Twitter, this guy Chris, actually his last name starts with an M, but I don't want to dox him, so I'm not going to dump his whole name. But I remember Chris, he's been around my channel for a long time. I will probably never forget Chris. But one of the cool things is that he was talking about how he was here back when I was doing like the parking garage vlogs and all that kind of stuff, right? Those of you guys who were OG, double OG, you guys remember that? The parking garage vlogs back when I first started my channel. Back when I first started this thing, it was crazy. See, at the time, there weren't really a lot of comic book YouTube channels. You had like a handful of channels, but there wasn't really anybody who was making like 30-minute long videos explaining comic book characters or teams and showing like scrolling comic book panels and different things like that. It's so exciting to see the community grow the way that it has. And it's so exciting to know that while I wouldn't necessarily say I was a pioneer of it, that I've contributed to it. And so, you know, I really want to say thank you guys, right? I really want to say thank you guys for helping this channel grow to 2 million subscribers. You know, it's nuts when I think about it, you know, and it's crazy when I think I've been doing this for like 7 or 8 years, right? And I've met so many of you guys. You know, I will say that's been the greatest part of being a comic book YouTuber, is meeting you guys. And stuff like that I miss. I miss going to Comic-Cons and hanging out with you guys. I miss going to Comic-Cons and buying you guys comic books, right? Hearing what kind of stories you all love. I miss that. I miss that so much. It almost brings a tear to my eye, man, because that I would say was probably the single greatest experience that I had in being a comic book YouTuber, was going to comic book conventions and just meeting you all, right? There were some of you guys, and it's still a little weird to me, but there were some of you guys, I'd be in like a lane, right? You guys know how Comic-Cons work. You have the huge aisles and all that kind of stuff. You got Artist Alley and all that kind of stuff. You guys would come over from 2 lanes away. Hey, Rob, I heard your voice. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, I would recognize your voice anywhere. And I thought it was you, you know, and it was cool, right? There were some of you guys who were really socially awkward, so you had a really difficult time navigating like social situations. I was like, no, that ain't gonna fly. I'd snatch you up and bring you into the group and be like, hey, everybody, this is such and such. You're gonna come off that social awkwardness, you hang out with me. That ain't gonna fly, man. Like, I'll have you talking to people. I will have you socializing with folks. But it's stuff like that, right? I miss hanging out and talking to you guys so much, right? It was one of the coolest things. So having said that, what's the whole idea behind this here behind me? Okay, so one of the things you guys don't know, a lot of you guys don't know, is that I have a whole nother YouTube channel and it's about to hit 100,000 subscribers. I wanted to grow it without advertising it on Comics Explained. 1, to see if it could be done, and 2, to make sure that I actually had a vested interest in it. Because one of the things that I've learned is not to advertise a channel here on Comics Explained if it's something that I'm not actually seriously huge into. Because what I end up doing is losing credibility, because I basically send you guys to a dead YouTube channel. So this other YouTube channel is called Geek Culture Explained. And basically it's the film and TV side of Comics Explained at the moment. So where we focus here on educating you guys in terms of comic books, making you guys an expert on comics in 30 minutes or less, covering stories, character explanations, team explanations. Over at Geek Culture Explained, we focus on movies, and we focus, well, really have the rumor roundup, so it's like a weekly news show. And then we focus on like the TV shows, right? So a lot of those videos are a more stripped down explanation of what you'll find here. So here, like with Kang the Conqueror appearing in Loki, really it was a Mortis, not necessarily Kang, but a variant of Kang. With that character appearing at the end of Loki, as you guys know, I did 2 videos that were over 20 minutes, one on Kang and then one on Immortus. Over there, I'll do a video that's like 10 minutes long, and I'll basically just give you the origins and powers of the character. We do trailer reactions. I break down trailers and episodes, right, to explain the stuff that's going on in there so you guys understand what's actually happening, that kind of thing, right? Now, the funny thing about that is I want Geek Culture Explained to be bigger than that. I want it to be a channel that focuses on like anime and focuses on video games and basically everything under the geek culture sphere. I want it to be huge. It's one of the things that I always wished I'd done with Comics Explained, but by the time I realized that it was something that I wanted to do, the channel was already just kind of etched in stone in terms of its form and function, and there is such a thing as having your channel niched down so hard that it's actually really more difficult to grow it out of that than it is to just launch something else. And so that's what we're doing here, right? We're basically launching a whole nother brand that is a complement to Comics Explained, but is actually gonna grow and hopefully become bigger than Comics Explained, both in terms of the channel's size, as well as the kind of content we're covering. So if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, make sure you guys go over there and be a part of it. We just finished our coverage on Loki. Right now we're covering some interim stuff until we start getting into the Marvel What If series, and then we'll do a whole bunch of coverage on Marvel What If, all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you guys check out Geek Culture Explained. Please help that channel grow in the same way you helped this one grow. And thank you guys for helping me reach 2 million subscribers. Again, it's been one hell of a journey, and I wouldn't trade it in for anything. I would go through all the rough patches we had. Those of you guys who have been around the channel for a long time know that we had some pretty big rough patches. I would do it all over again, right? I would go through all those rough patches. I would go through the burnout, the whole 9 yards. I would do it all over again because this has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my entire life. So with that being said, guys, we're gonna bring this to an end. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out Geek Culture Explained, and I will catch you all later. Peace.